Well, the purpose of today is to bring together people from big local partnerships and other people working in the community energy field to explore how big local projects can and are developing community energy work.
Community energy is something that's fairly new for big local groups and areas, but there really is a growing interest in it.
A community energy project could be a generation project. It also could be about energy efficiencies.
You can start with £90 per house for draft proofing and insulation, which will reduce fuel bills. Then you can move on to trying to improve energy in community buildings, solar panels on roofs, hydroelectric schemes, and go all the way up to big wind turbines.
Community energy projects can generate money for a community. They can also help to reduce energy bills and also improve the environment and help to tackle climate change.
Looking around Britain, we can see literally hundreds of community energy projects. One near me, a community centre, has literally put a small photovoltaic array on their roof. They get an annual income from that, about £3,000 a year, coming into their community.
This is one of the few community level social investments that can generate a long-term income to fund community activity.
I'm talking to 3 or 4 of the big locals. They're all very interested in the idea that if they get £100,000 a year for 10 years, instead of it running out at the end of 10 years, they can provide a further income stream as a legacy.
Developing a solar power system for any community is something that's going to be an asset to that community for 25 years or more. So I think this is a long-term project.
It's a challenging project. It's not something to take on lightly, but we know communities have done it and can do it.
I think that a community needs to identify a few people who will lead that project.
You have to find somebody who's prepared to do the work, somebody who can take people with them.
There's an apprehension that you have to be really technically minded, but in fact there's all of that resource out there. The main thing is that people need to understand that it's possible and then look, especially through the big local trust, at people who've already done it.
In terms of finance for community energy projects, you can use big local money through feasibility and planning stages, but when it comes to actually buying and installing community energy equipment like solar panels, you can't use big local money for that because it would count as state aid and you wouldn't receive feed-in tariffs, which are your main income source.
But even without that, big local can invest in planning projects, it can invest in doing the research and in looking at how to overcome the obstacles. And then maybe they can raise the funds from other sources to do the installation.
If groups or areas are interested in starting off in community energy, the fantastic thing about it is that there are loads of other really enthusiastic community groups and organisations out there.
First thing that any group can do is to quite simply go on the internet and look for community energy projects in their area. But we can also, through Big Local, offer people support. We can help them choose the kind of project and make sure it's right. We can then put them in touch with the finance experts and planning experts who can help them turn that outline plan into a viable project.